Hello friends, this is long overdue to say the least. Welcome back to Progression 12. And I'm going to go check to see if that was correct, and if it is, I'm not going to fix this because I think it's funny. Turns out I couldn't have been any more wrong. This is Progression 11, not 12. That's what happens when you take 1 to 2 month breaks at a time. But anyway, we're going to get right back into things. Starting off with picking up where we left off in the last progression video, many moons ago. Or the last video labeled progression, I should say. That was the New Age Hyperburn. As many of you may have already seen, that Nightwalker in question is a lot farther nowadays than what this video may depict, but, this is technically where we left off. We're just gonna catch the progression series up to speed, then it's all forward from here. The 6-star event really helped this character's progression a ton. The rewards were quite good. I would say it helped my account out a ton in general. The majority of the rewards and nodes all went to this Nightwalker, just funneled directly in. I popped the box immediately. Honestly, looking back, should have waited a little bit just to hold on to that vac pet for a little longer, because if I remember correctly, 6th job didn't release at the same time as the hyperburning. So I should have started the vac pet when 6th job released, just so I had it longer to farm for fragments and solar and such, good old 6th job materials. But that was a long time ago now, so it is what it is. Also, side note, this character started at 206, and at the time of recording this, I am now 266, but 205 and 265 sound a little nicer, so that's what we're going with for the video. But I heavily enjoyed leveling Nightwalker, and I still heavily enjoy it, I would hope so. I was making it my main, of course. Very fun class. I've had a very good time playing it so far, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I'm no expert when it comes to what maps are best for what class, especially in the Arcane River, so I just go to my favorite maps when leveling in Hyperburns, or just maps I enjoy leveling on. As I am getting higher in level though, I have started looking into things like that, since totems don't really exist anymore, and if I'm full clearing a map and sitting around for quite a long time, that's not really good. I'm wasting some time there. And as I'm getting higher in levels and they take longer to achieve, I'd like to waste as little time as possible. I'm no optimal messiah, but there is a break point between. It's a nice middle ground, a nice balance of I'm laid back, not sweating, just grind a few hours, have some fun, but I also don't want to waste a bunch of time by being inefficient. Just a nice balance. But overall, I had a pretty good time. The Hyperburn went well, and I really liked the events during New Age. I thought they were pretty cool. 6-star was also pretty good leading up to New Age. Some of those challenges were a little annoying or a little silly, but I got them done, or I got what I needed done to get the gift at the end, of course. Really, my only regrets from that time period were simply not playing more. But as you know now, I'm managing my time better, and so far, I'm doing pretty well in these current events. Also, been keeping up with my dailies and weekly bosses. Whole 9 yards, like I said before, we're locked in, and we've been going pretty strong. But since the events of New Age and the leveling of my Nightwalker are mostly old news, since I've made videos with it in it and you've seen its current level, all that jazz, I'd like to talk about what I plan on doing moving forward. I'd like to revise some goals, all that good stuff. A few things really come to mind when I think of progressing my account. There's my Nightwalker, of course, I'd like to get that up there. I really want to start pushing Legion again. It's also very time consuming, and I want to get my Nightwalker to at least 270 first before I get back into that whole mess. Speaking of which, I do have a Mega Burn and that Terra Burn still sitting around. I got to do those at some point. Had to go check when that Terra Burn was expiring real quick to make sure I wasn't griefing myself, and it's after the maintenance on June 11th, so I've got a good deal of time. No clue what characters I'm going to use either of those on, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But speaking about Legion, since these two topics really go hand in hand, I need more boss mules. My boss mule income, to be honest, kinda stinks. So that's something I want to get up there too. And in the long run, more boss mules means a little bit more Legion. So it's a win-win on both fronts. But I do need to update my Legion spreadsheet. I know it's been a while. As of right now, I'm sitting at 8,620 Legion. An incredibly long way to go from 10,000, I'm well aware. But, you know, I like leveling Legion. So that, no big deal. Well, the process of getting to 10,000 is quite a big deal. But, I mean, where we're at right now, I think it's pretty chill. Just gonna keep slowly progressing at it. Marathon, not a sprint, and we'll get there eventually. I would like to buckle down and focus on it at some point like I was beforehand, but there are some more pressing matters I'd like to handle first. Or at least get a good start on. Since that, like I said before, is quite a big task in its own right. And for the last thing, since it is, I wouldn't say rapidly approaching, but it'll be here sooner than I think, I need to pick a character for my next Hyperburn. There's a few things I'm interested in, and I'm not really sure who I'm going to go with. I assume this one's going to go to 260 as well, so maybe look into a second main option. I don't know. I'm not really in a position to make some kind of distinction like that. It's not going to get some love for quite a while. It's going to be a bossing mule for a very long time, to be honest with you. I still have a lot to do on this Nightwalker. I really don't want to split up the resource cost like that. I don't think that's a very good idea. One character like this at a time for me. I know I spread myself thin with a lot of my ideas, but I'm not doing that. That's just kind of dumb. At least in my position right now, that is. I've got a lot of other stuff I can be doing. But, like every other Hyperburn, it will be completed. Just don't know who I'm going to pick yet. Another bridge I will cross when it gets there. Or, actually, with that one, a little bit before, because I'm sure there's going to be some event that I'm going to want to put a bunch of stuff on that character. Even right now, in the event shop going on currently, there's a bunch of ring selectors, so I don't really need to make a choice too soon, but I should make one at some point before stuff like that goes away. Also, a lot of free NX outfits in there, so that's also something I can look into. But in current order of importance, we are working on my main, which is Nightwalker. Then, need to work on some more boss mules. Even CRA mules would help. I'd like some more weekly income from bosses, especially as my upgrades will get more expensive as I go farther into Grandis. That would really help a lot. After that, this one can kinda go beforehand. It can honestly kinda go anywhere. Just need to pick a character to Hyperburn that I would be interested in doing bosses on, cause don't really want to spend all those resources on something I'm not going to enjoy. I usually only burn things from at least like 200, 206 now, so I'll have a general idea of how the class plays and if I'll like it or not. I don't really burn things from one anymore, mainly because I can't, because everything besides Corsair is at least around 140, if not 200. So I just burn from 206. Miss out on the first reward that they usually give, but beforehand they give a bunch of symbols, and I just pump it into Arcane River anyway, so that level 5 symbol really isn't missed. When my Nightwalker's in a pretty good spot, I get some more gear, get some more levels, upgrade said gear, get some nice potentials. Then I get some more boss mules to earn some more income every week. Then I think I'll get back into just leveling things for their Legion. That also ties into the boss mule stuff like I said earlier. I might start to enjoy something I really didn't know about beforehand, or start to enjoy a class I wasn't too fond of, 1 to 200. I have some few classes that have some pretty okay gear to 4-door, like my Ice Lightning. That was my first character I was playing on Reboot until I switched. Only problem is, it has like 0 nodes in it, so it does pretty much no damage. But that's okay. Just funnel some nodes into it. Easy CRA mule, easy 600 mil a week, about. If you're just doing bosses up to Vellum. Real quick, real easy. Just need a few more of those. But yeah, I have quite a few classes around 210 and above that I either played earlier, was interested in, or needed them for their level 3 link. So I think just giving those a little bit more funding and I'll be pretty set later on for boss mules. At least for now. Maybe make them Lomian mules later on. Sky's the limit. Just need a little more weekly income. I am going to be grinding a lot more now, so I'll be earning a lot more money from that. But boss mules go a long way. I know this was pretty quick, but it was just a rundown of what we did way back then on Nightwalker, what we're going to keep doing on Nightwalker, and what we're going to do on Kronos moving forward. I can say, I think I'm pretty well adjusted again into the swing of Maplestory after my last hiatus, and I think if I keep on going the way I'm going, we're going to end up making some pretty good gains.